Last week was my 100th video, which felt like a great milestone for about 1 minute, because inevitably we get to video 101. But before I jump into all kind of other interesting topics, that made me think about what impact making those videos has had on me. In this video 101, I tell you about what has changed, what has not changed, my key learnings, and what is the best piece of advice you can take for yourself out of my experience of making 100 videos. And I'll even tell you about a little secret about YouTube that no one talks about. Intrigued? 101, here we go. Hey, my name is Greg. I'm a master coach helping people, teams, and organizations to know themselves, design their future self, and become their future selves. I'm here to help you live a life where you have control. There are many steps to making a YouTube video, and over the past 2 years, most of them, for me, have dramatically changed. Just a quick reminder for what you need to do to actually produce a YouTube video. You need an idea first, and also come up with a title. Then you need to script this idea to eventually shoot your video. That usually involves all the research on the topic you've picked. Then you need to shoot the raw video. You also need to have a storyboard for how you want your video to look and sound like, adding effects, titles, etc. Then you need to edit the video or have it edited by someone else to get to a final product. You then need to work on all the trimmings, confirming your title, creating a thumbnail, having a thumbnail title, deciding on the right tags for your video, and write your video description. You might also want to have YouTube do the subtitles for you, or do it separately, or not do it at all. Then you can publish on YouTube, deciding when the time is right to publish. So one of the key things that has changed for me is the overall time to make a video. This is a pretty important metric if, like me, you want to do videos where you don't want it to take over all your life. Looking back, the first videos that I did were taking about 20 hours to make, from ideation to publication. Nowadays, I'm down to 8 hours for the complete process, which is a lot more manageable in my schedule. I'll tell you a bit more about this in a second. Topics have changed. The focus of my channel was very much about personal finance with a touch of personal development during the first year. But I got quite bored with finance eventually, which as an aside made me realize it was an interest, but definitely not a passion. So since early 2023, I have focused the channel on personal, team, and organization development. Another thing that changed is scripting. At the beginning, I was doing the entire scripting myself, typing the entire things that I wanted to say in the video, which made sense for the personal finance videos, because they were a lot customized. But since then, AI has happened. First, I've used AI to write part of the script based on my ideas and detailed prompting. But recently, I decided to invest time to train my specific GPT, which knows all the history of my videos, the style I want, and everything that is needed for me to publish a video. Now that's saving me quite a bit of time, though I still have to come up with the part of the content, which is reassuring. My gear has changed. I started shooting with my Samsung phone, then I rapidly moved to a Sony ZV-E10 camera, which has not changed, and I don't see the need for a new one. And also bought a lighting system at some point. Storyboarding and video editing. I started with making my own storyboard to send to a video editor on Fiverr. Then eventually I decided to hire a professional company in the US, in Los Angeles, to do the editing for me. But I still had to do the storyboard, which was taking me about an hour. Unfortunately for this video editor, and I would say for that whole industry, there are now video editing tools which are very powerful. For instance, Gling helps me remove all the bad cuts from the raw footage, and then also do all the zoom in and zoom out. The other tool I use is Descript, and that helps me do all the rest, all the edition and the publication. It really has changed my life. The tools I use for finding the right tags, video titles, have all migrated to AI. I still do a cross-check with tools like vidIQ, which remains good despite all this AI competition. Now I'll tell you about the dirty secret: advertising. I started with not doing any, but then I realized that I was fighting a tsunami of content to be visible on YouTube. There are 30,000 hours of video uploaded every hour on YouTube. So I moved to trying a bit of advertising, a very limited amount, but it does make a large difference in terms of viewership. I'm not a big fan of advertising. I'm not a fan at all, actually, for people to see your content, particularly because I do not directly monetize the channel. But at least with YouTube, the value for money is higher when you advertise, as people who subscribe have to watch part of your video before deciding to subscribe. Talking about subscribing, if you like this video, then you know what to do, and also subscribe and put the notifications on. In this video, I might be referring to a number of tools that I'm using. So if you're interested in knowing more about them, then check out in the description. So what has not changed over the past 2 years? Ideas. They're still coming from me or your requests or all the people that I meet and might have ideas around me. AI is proving a bit too vanilla and boring with the topic suggested. The room where I shoot my videos has not changed. It's just too much trouble for me to think about frequently changing my background. Though I guess I could do that with AI video tools if I wanted. Shooting the videos has not changed. It remains the same process except from the gear, which has changed a little bit. I've been tempted to use video avatars and I've experienced with them recently instead of shooting my own video. But if you've just noticed, the result is a little bit too robotic and my accent is a bit weird. Another key aspect that has not changed is the focus on choice, personal agency. This is the main reason why I created this channel, not to tell people what to do, but to give them the tools so they can make their own decisions. And the tools remain the same. Relevant information, sharing some personal experiences, and asking questions to you so you can decide your own path. My intent, why I do it, has not changed. That's the what's in it for me. I want my voice to be heard. I want to be seen. I want to help you. I want to learn new concepts, ideas, tools, etc. Also, what has not changed is that I don't do this for the money. Monetizing on YouTube takes time, and to make real money, you need to be part of the 0.1% of channels. I'm not there, and it doesn't matter. But I do monetize indirectly because my videos are part of my personal business ecosystem. More about that in a bit. But let me tell you about a few lessons learned that I have from this journey, and also in case you're considering jumping into the social media content creation. You might want to know what you're getting yourself into. First, there are some YouTube statistics to consider and which are easily comparable with any social media platform. 94% of channels are about easy watching. It's about music, gaming, comedy, entertainment, people and blogs, how-to, style, and DIY. My content is not exactly like that. It's a bit harder and deeper, so it doesn't attract as many views, and now I accept it. Only 4% of channels have more than 10,000 subscribers. It took me a long time to get there. Consistency is rewarded with YouTube. Only 0.28% of channels have over 100,000 subscribers. I'm not there yet, but I will get there. Most of the money is probably made by the top 1% of channels, if not the top 0.1% of channels. There are 38 million active channels on YouTube. It's very hard to make a living just doing YouTube videos. Another point is that if you put yourself out there, you will expose yourself and you will have to deal with your own psychology. The internet, and particularly social media, is not exactly the safest and most mature environment out there. Some people will possibly lash out at you. On the positive side, you will have people who are immensely thankful about what you're doing. The trick is to switch off our negativity bias and focus on the positive feedback. And remember that your vibe is your tribe. Ask yourself why you want to have your content out there. Is it to be loved by people? Is it to become famous? Is it to convince them with your wonderful ideas? Is it because you want to help people? Then come back to all the facts I've mentioned before. If it is to be loved, well, you're not going to enjoy the trolls. If it is to be famous, yeah, be prepared for a long road. It's also easy to fall in the trap of wanting always more. You start to have some success, reach 1,000 subscribers, and you reach 10,000, and you get hooked on wanting more and more. YouTube is littered with videos of creators telling the story about why they quit. Most of it is about not being able to deal with the constant pressure of competing with others. Also, one thing which is important with YouTube content creation is make sure that you synergize your content. Reuse with newsletters or other social media where you reuse the same material easily edited. Link it to your business. You can mention your business in your video. Put your videos on LinkedIn. And it's also about branding. Everyone needs a personal brand, and a social media presence is an opportunity to shine the way you want. You will then attract people who are interested in who you are. That is, if you're authentic. If you stick to it, video shooting for YouTube on a constant basis is a great tool to learn resilience and discipline. The first 6 months were pretty horrible for me. Now I don't really ask myself the question of whether I want to do a video or not. I just do it. The best feeling I have from my YouTube videos is the body of work. If you accept the rules that nothing has value without time and effort, then every additional video will make you happier. So this is video 1 of the next 100, and it was an easy topic to pick, hopefully one that you enjoy. The mantra I have for the next 99 videos has not changed. I'll be talking about topics that help you live a life of powerful personal choices that help you discover yourself, the person you want to be, and become that person. What I would love to see is actually more interaction with the community as we go forward. So if you have any topics that you would like me to talk about, please put it in the comments in the video. I'd love to be working on what interests you the most. And I'll probably throw at you a few videos related to the book that I'm starting to write. They'll be my guinea pigs on a few concepts. And let me challenge you to think about what you would want to put out there in a post, an article, a video, etc. What would be the one topic that you would like to talk about as it keeps churning into your head? Write it down in the comments. Give us the gift of what deeply interests you. And let me finish with a very, very heartfelt thank you to all of you watching this video, any of the previous ones, and hopefully the future ones. A beautiful Chinese proverb summarizes well my YouTube journey so far and the one of many content creators. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. If you want to learn more about the power of choice in your life that I keep blubbering about, you might want to check the video from last week here.